In this video, I'm going to be sharing how you can get results fast without the roller coaster of emotions that so many people go through. Hey bro, so I thought I'd share this video with you because I know there's a lot of guys that go through negative emotions when it comes to cold approaching, and I wanted to tell you the secret of staying on track, right? Staying positive, which will get you results fast. The biggest thing when it comes to what we do in cold approaching is going through the emotions, right? As in, you're gonna have obviously positive emotions and you're gonna have low emotions, negative, right? So what I've seen happen a lot with the guys that go out and they approach is they'll remember the negatives of the approach, right? So they go out, maybe they get a few blowouts, maybe they get some rejections, and maybe they get some highs as well. And then what they do is they focus on the negative, right? And when you do that, what's going to happen is you're going to be very frustrated, right? It doesn't matter how much good results you get, there's always going to be some negatives, right? When you look at like the best athletes, when you look at, you know, the best actors or whatever in the world, they still go through some tough times, right? So if you just focus on that, then what's going to happen is you're always going to be sad, you're always going to be in a bad mood, right? And when it comes to this, what we do, it's a big problem. And the reason that is because dating is vibe based, right? Your vibe affects how your next approach goes. Your vibe affects how your next date goes, right? Your vibe will affect everything when it comes to interaction, right? Because people can read your vibe. Actually, one thing is, I remember when I was doing an interview on the street with basically women that wanted to meet guys, and we were asking them, okay, do you prefer guys on online dating? Do you prefer to meet guys on online dating, or do you prefer to meet them in real life, right? And when the girl answered in real life, I asked her why, and she said because of the vibe, right? Because I can tell what kind of vibe the guy has. That's why I like to meet people in real life. So this vibe obviously is very dependent on your thinking, right? Your mindset. So if you take away a negative in an interaction, your vibe is going to go down, right? And then your next approach is going to go even worse. And then what's going to happen is you're going to think of something negative again, and then your approach is going to go worse again, because your vibe is just going worse and worse and worse, right? And before you know it, you're having the worst day of your life. Instead, by the way, this can go the opposite direction, right? So it can go in an upward spiral. And it doesn't matter how bad your interactions go. You could have the worst interaction in the world, right? But you can still think of one thing positive, right? I can give you one now. Just by you making the approach, you're in the 0.01% of men, because most men won't approach without the use of alcohol, right? You already know this, especially now after like the COVID situation and everything. Guys just do not have the courage to make an approach. So just by you doing an approach, doesn't matter, you know, if you're nervous or whatever, if you don't even know what to say, that doesn't matter. It's still an extremely positive experience you're developing just by doing that approach. So that is the positive itself, right? So imagine every time you do an approach, you think of that. Right now you're going into an upward spiral. Every approach, you're gaining more momentum. You're gaining good vibe, right? So when you do an approach, now the girl's like, oh, why is this guy feeling so good? He must be successful. He must be a high value guy, right? And then that approach is going to go good, right? So now you're feeling even better. There's even more positives to take away from that interaction. Your next approach is even going to go better, because now your vibe is even at a better place. So let me actually tell you an experience I had. I remember back in the day when I was having, you know, I was going through a rough period and there was a lot of problems, you know, family problems, work problems, and I would go to a normal session of approaching feeling extremely down, right? And I would do my first approach and I wasn't really in a good mood, right? and I would do a next approach and my mood was slightly better, but it's still not good. But what I would do is exactly the technique I just shared with you. I would think about a positive that happened in that approach. And then the next one, and then I would do more and more and more. And before you know it, I'm in an amazing state, right? Even though when I started, I was feeling like shit. But now I'm having the best time of my life, right? Just through cold approaching, just through meeting people. It's actually scientifically proven when you meet people, you feel better, right? When you're interacting with people, because humans were social creatures, right? So when you interact with people, you're gonna feel better and better and better. So by the way, this is a trick if you're having a low point in your life. Go out there, meet new people, especially beautiful women. You're obviously gonna feel much better, right? So yeah, we'll end it there. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you do, because not only I'm gonna be teaching you the skill set to get a beautiful girlfriend, or if you want to date multiple girls, that's fine too. So not only I'm going to be teaching you that, but also I'm going to be giving you tips on how to become more confident as a person and how to improve your mood.